Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Robots can't take your job if you're already retired. A great motto, something I want to live by one day. XRP, the standard. Now, this is obviously doctored here. Would have loved it if somebody in the XRP community did, in fact, take the time and money out of their bank account to post this billboard, but I don't know, maybe one day. That day, unfortunately, not today, although we have seen a bit of a spark in the market. Bitcoin right now trading at around 26,500. We did see Bitcoin move up a little bit yesterday. I've got it up here on the hourly. You guys can see that trend slowly moving upward, but of course, zooming out, we're still in this wait and see period. Still paying attention to the macro market moves, specifically paying attention to where Bitcoin is going to go next. This will in fact dictate where the rest of the market goes. So, again, I'm waiting. Seriously, I'm waiting for high volatility, high volume, some kind of an event that is going to spark this. Unfortunately, 95 or 90%, 85%, I don't know what it actually is, the percentage. But, a lot of this cryptocurrency trading business is just kind of sitting around and waiting for the market's next move. XRP right now trading just above 50 cents. So it has breached that 50-cent mark, albeit not by much. XRP is still, same kind of pattern as we've seen over the last few days, few weeks, dare I even say few months. How long has it been now? Well, not few months, maybe a couple of months. We haven't really seen anything meaningful really for about 42 days, give or take. So, we're just waiting to break out of this pattern here, make some new highs. Of course, the SEC lawsuit brought XRP up to 94 cents, 95 cents, give or take, depending on what exchange you're looking at. And so, we're waiting for something like that to happen again. Market cap right now for crypto slowly creeping up. So, the trend is kind of teasing us, slowly creeping up. $1.06 trillion. 24-hour volumes up too by 34.38%. Bitcoin dominance slipping a little, but not by much. Again, 24-hour changes in crypto prices, a little bit up, a little bit down. Again, a little bit of green, a little bit of red. Market fairly flat. So, we just got to continuously keep our eye on the market for that big move. And eventually it will happen, guys. CryptoCon here saying this, okay, both in 2017 and 2021, Bitcoin cycle tops could have been predicted in advance to precision. So, again, it's going to happen, but when? The measurement of the complete first cycle gains hold the key, okay? It is done by moving the first cycle's increase to the next Bitcoin's support level. So let's just quickly take a look at this chart here. Exact top in 2013, right in around $998. Exact top in 2017, $19,191. And exact top in 2021, $69,338. Now, when you look at these cycle measurements, okay, and the 9.6 million % increase, what he's saying is he's projecting a $102,000, $103,000 Bitcoin, and then at the top, $211,000. So this gives us two targets from the next highest resistance level. It will be 102,000 at green retrace 0.3 and 211,000 from the next highest support at blue retrace 0.4. So far, the previous two cycles have always hit the local bottom support as a retrace, which would point to the higher target for the cycle. But to be conservative, $103,000 is another point of interest. So, we don't know for sure that it's going to go to 211,000, but to be conservative, $100,000 over a $100,000 Bitcoin is more likely in the cards. These are the two most relevant price targets. It will all depend on where price is the day the reckoning comes, according to my halving cycle theory. So again, we got to wait for April 2024 before we can really drill down on where Bitcoin price will go, and by extension, where the rest of the market could in fact go once that occurs. The other thing we should probably be paying attention to is the total market cap at that point. A $3 trillion market, where will the market be once we see the halving, once we, get to these new levels, these new all-time highs, and how much difference will that have been from the former high? I've never actually done this exercise before, but here, let me just take a price range and throw it up here on the chart, and just to show you guys. So from the last high in 2017, 2018, the market did go up 300%. So if we see a 300% increase from this top to the next top, where would that bring us? 300% would bring us to roughly $12 trillion, give or take, 12.1 trillion. So is that what we're going to be eyeing? Again, guys, all factors to be considering this time around. And so this is of course, the spec run. For utility though, XRP is expanding its global reach. This one coming from XRP Crypto Wolf. 190 countries, guys, are now going to have access to cryptocurrencies like Shiba Inu and XRP. And this will be a result of their partnership between cryptocurrency payment provider Wirex and on-ramp aggregator OnRamper, which is expected to contribute to the overall crypto adoption. So we're going to see more access to these particular coins through Wirex and OnRamper. It is a fiat to crypto on-ramp aggregator, and they've partnered to provide access to cryptocurrencies in over 190 countries via more than 120 payment options. Wirex has integrated OnRamper's widget into its wallet, giving its users access to more than 250 crypto assets, such as XRP, SHIB, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and stablecoins. Users can now buy hundreds of cryptocurrencies without leaving the Wirex wallet, which is available on both Android and iOS platforms. OnRamper, on the other hand, provides plug-and-play functionality with 17 on-ramps and access to over 120 local payment options such as Alchemy and Stripe. So more access to these cryptocurrencies is obviously going to be better for that adoption. Now, I mean, this is all fine and good. What this has to be, though, is it has to get in the hands of the mainstream. I mean, for you and I to be using this technology, that's great. We're only a small percentage of the population. It's once everybody starts using this technology, that is really what's going to boost that utility. And so I have a feeling, people still aren't that savvy on cryptos. And there's a lot of reasons for that. They don't want us to know too much about cryptocurrencies. And by them, I mean, obviously, the powers that be, because there is still a lot of money to be made and they don't want us to get rich. So at the end of the day, when the prices are already high, I think they're going to just go higher because of the real world adoption that is, eventually going to build over time. Now, part of that is going to be through avenues that, will attract a mainstream crowd like gaming. The other day, I talked about Xbox adding cryptos to their wallet. I just saw this from Chad Steingraber here, okay? So this is what's going to happen with Xbox. So PlayStation will probably jump on board as well. This new type of game will be called Play to Earn, where players can earn money for gaming. So if you guys didn't catch the video I did about Xbox, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. But just, so this is the leaked information apparently, giving you a bit of a visualization of where their plans are for not just crypto, but a whole bunch of other things. So commerce, under the commerce section here, they want to integrate payment instruments, in-game economy, entitlement store, and a crypto wallet specifically. So these are really the first steps on how we're going to see the mainstream, because don't forget, the gaming industry is a huge industry. How we're going to see the mainstream eventually adopt cryptocurrency. It's not going to be that slow grind like you and I. It's probably going to happen, boom, all at once. Next thing you know, a multitude of different cryptocurrencies are going to be utilized in a real world setting. And who knows what that's going to do for price. So, gaming, one facet of this, ISO 20022, let's do it, posted this, real estate on the XRP ledger. This was a project called Minty. I actually have a video here just demonstrating the entire process here using the asset XRP on the XRP ledger, tokenizing real estate. But I just wanted to play you guys this little demo here first, and I will link the other one in the description.
Hi, I'm Joel. I'll provide a quick overview of Minty. Minty is a real estate transaction platform enabled by the XRP ledger. There are 3 components to Minty. 1, a property record database that's equivalent of a title database. 2, a transaction platform that enables listing, bidding, offering of properties. 3, a loan function where buyers can secure loans from commercial banks. The target users for Minty are real estate buyers, sellers, and commercial banks. With Minty, we're exploring a new concept for tokenization of real-world assets. It accommodates the needs for all parties to have something tangible to work with. We envision a property record database to be on a separate ledger from the XRP ledger. We use NFTs on the XRPL to facilitate the transaction process and trigger the updates to be made on the property record database. Next, my colleague Mark will provide a brief demo.
Hey guys, this is Mark. I just wanted to do a quick rundown of how the Minty demo works. So you're basically creating 2 different accounts on the test using the testnet faucets. One is going to be for the seller and one is going to be for the buyer. When you interact as the seller, you need to mint some property NFTs. As the buyer, you will need to mint a document NFT, and this is used by the loan officers, which you must have 2 out of 3 of them approve for your loan. Once the loan is approved, you're able to submit a bid. And in this demo, we actually submitted 50 XRP over the asking price. And then if you go over to the seller admin, you can accept the bid. And behind the scenes, the NFTs are being transferred and the conditional NFT is burned.
So there you go, just a little demo there on, real estate NFTs on the XRP ledger. Again, we're still in the early phases of this. So once this becomes rolled out in a real world capacity, we're really going to see some change. And again, these cryptocurrencies in a real world setting, they're going to have value if everybody wants them. But more importantly, they're going to have value if everybody needs to use them. So Minty here, just another example of that real world utility. And again, guys, I will link all this in the description for you. And a lot of these visions, unfortunately, are dependent on what is happening in the US. Well, fortunately for us, Gary Gensler did get a lashing, guys, and I'm going to highlight, there were so many great moments from yesterday's hearing. I'm going to highlight some of them for you. Ashley Prosper here posting this clip of Tom Emmer here, and he coined a new term, regulation by harassment.
Middlemen from these transactions, but it also allows users to interact through a variety of methods in an easy and efficient manner, end quote. The court also said underwriters like the ones at banks where you work, sir, are, quote, precisely the types of individual roles that decentralized exchanges were designed to eliminate, end quote. Mr. Gensler, can you assure this committee that your style of regulation by harassment towards digital asset innovation is to the benefit of every American and not driven by your desires to protect industry incumbents?
This is a field that's rife with fraud and manipulation, and I'm looking out for the American investors who've been hurt by the crypto.
Yeah, I'll reclaim my time. Mr. Gensler, despite your years of rhetoric, like today, I'm convinced you are not an impartial regulator. Instead, it's clear that you are working to consolidate your own power, even though it means crushing opportunities for everyday Americans and, frankly, the financial future of this country. Even the federal courts are highlighting the damage you, sir, are doing to our constituents, and they're telling you that you don't have the legal authority to accomplish your goal of squashing competition in the financial markets. Congress has been telling you that too. Now, Mr. Gensler, I believe our great financial system is the definition of freedom in this country, and congressional policies must provide room for the traditional financial system to evolve alongside the disruptive digital asset ecosystem. That said, it cannot be understated that a common theme throughout your career, sir, is your relentless loyalty to the largest financial institutions at the clear expense of innovation, competition, and everyday Americans.
Here, regulation by harassment. Great term. So that was Tom Emmer, and he wasn't the only one. Warren Davidson here also tearing a strip off Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler's tenure at the SEC highlights two key problems. Well, first, obviously, there's the Gary Gensler problem, and then number two, the SEC structural problem.
Frankly, your time as chairman has highlighted two problems, a Gary Gensler problem and a structural flaw in the SEC. And as I told you in April, I've proposed a solution called the SEC Stabilization Act. You're making the case for this bill easier every day you are acting as the chairman by doing rulemaking after rulemaking without any regard to the impact of these rules, or maybe that's the feature for you, I don't know. But it's having a massive impact on our markets. We have markets that truly are the envy of the world, and why would you disrupt them with processes that are driving capital out of our markets? Not because to avoid our laws, but to find some place where they can get clarity, where they can work with a regulator and get a decision and a path forward. So instead of selectively applied, you're not providing clarity with a rule that's evenly applied. You're intentionally shortening comment periods to limit feedback. And the courts have even called this arbitrary and capricious. You're pushing a woke political and social agenda, and I think abusing your role in the authority of the SEC as cover. So, I think fundamentally the SEC Stabilization Act would remove the role of chairman. It would preserve the current commissioners, but it would add a sixth commissioner. So there would be no more than 3 from any one political party. And so that would provide a path that would make the SEC do what you're avoiding. Frankly, you're front-running Congress, you're front-running the courts, you're front-running even the own administration, and no one has held you to account for that. I wish the Biden administration would say you're fired, but the list of folks they need to do that for is long. Congress hopefully will with the SEC Stabilization Act.
So some great points here that Warren Davidson makes. The SEC Stabilization Act obviously could, in fact, make for a clearer, truer, fairer picture and provide 3 commissioners from both sides of the aisle, which would be a total of 6. So, criticizing Gary Gensler's regulation by harassment method and, trying to come up with another solution that could, in fact, make the U.S. markets the envy of the world once again. So that was from Warren Davidson. Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unboxed bringing us this. Richie Torres, and I'm not going to play the full full clip, guys. I'm going to start it about 2 minutes through, but I will link it in the description for you if you are interested.
In August, there were 6 law professors from law schools as preeminent as Yale who came to the following conclusion, quote, "No decision of the Supreme Court has ever found that a scheme that does not involve a contract could qualify as an investment contract." And so do you disagree with that statement? And if so, could you please cite a decision of the Supreme Court that has found an investment contract in the absence of an actual contract?
The SEC has been in front of multiple courts, and investment contract has been...
What's the name of the case, Mr. Gensler? The Supreme Court case that has found an investment contract in the absence of an actual contract. Do you have the name? Can you cite a case?
The SEC over the decades, whether it's
Can you cite a
chinchillas,
case?
whether it's whiskey caskets, whether it's crypto, if the public is investing based upon the efforts of others...
I find it telling that you cannot cite a single case.
That's a security.
Not a single... How about a Second Circuit case? Can you cite a single Second Circuit case that found an investment contract in the absence of a contract?
I understand where you're trying to go, and I'm going to leave that to the very fine attorneys at the SEC in front of courts. But I'm saying the core principle
Mr. Gensler,
this is a field...
This is let me finish. This is a question to which you should know the answer, because the definition of an investment contract is the central issue. That's what determines the extent of your authority. That's what determines the applicability of federal securities law to crypto transactions. And your inability to answer that question is baffling to me.
I'm answering it consistent with what the Supreme Court has said, which is the law of the land is a 4-part test.
And yet you cannot cite a single case to support your argument.
Howie, it's called Reeves. It's called many cases at the Supreme Court, sir. 8 or 9 times it's been affirmed by the Supreme Court.
Can I ask, suppose I were to purchase a Pokemon card. Would doing so constitute a security transaction?
You could purchase a Pokemon card. I don't know what the context is, but if you're just purchasing a Pokemon card...
If I purchase a Pokemon card, is that a security transaction?
Store, that's not a security.
Okay.
Just getting grilled. I mean, there's still another about 30 seconds left in that clip, but I will leave it there, guys. There's so much to go over today. Wanted to thank Wheezy for posting that. And then this one, I think the creme de la creme, Patrick McHenry tears into Gary Gensler on crypto and taunts him on his losing streak in court. I think this is my favorite one by far.
Your view on Bitcoin, you've made comments on this. You believe Bitcoin is not a security. Is that true?
Well, I think the staff of the SEC have also, and the prior chair.
I'm just asking you this question, and this is not a gotcha. I thought this was going to be an easy softball into harder questions. Do you think Bitcoin is a security?
No, I think I've said this in the past that I think that it doesn't
I'm asking you
meet the
to
Howey
answer
test.
my question now. This is not supposed to be hard.
I know. I said it
Just
does
to
not
answer-
meet the Howey test, which is the
Okay.
law of the land about being an
So
investment
it doesn't meet the
contract or
Howey test.
security.
So therefore, it's a commodity. Is that fair?
I would say it's not a security, and then the test is otherwise for other laws.
I want you to answer my question now. Boy, harsh. I mean, Gary Gensler can't seem to catch a break. Not to mention all the other flubs that happened yesterday. Maxine Waters, how can you still not know what it's called?
Since we started out on Bitcoms, let's go further into crypto. Bitcoms.
Oh, it always kills me when they get it wrong. I mean, all joking aside, this is a serious matter. It does need to be taken care of. Stephen Narioff came out and said, seems like there is confusion that agencies are still here to serve the people. They've evolved to protect government and institutions from the people. SEC protects financial incumbents. The FBI keeps citizens in line, and the Justice Department protects all other agencies. There definitely needs to be an overhaul. I mean, in crypto, for this particular purpose, Congress is doing their part. I mean, all we can hope for is for some type of resolution that doesn't hinder the crypto trading market and does not hinder the development, the real world utility that could be happening in the US right now. So until then, guys, let's keep accumulating, considering we have not seen a spark of excitement in this market of late. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.